Hey traders, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to walk you through how I analyze my forex charts to trade this US oil profitably. I'm going to show you step-by-step guide of top-down analysis how I analyze the forex market. The first pair I want to check is the US oil. So this is currently the daily time frame. So let me just delete all this so that you guys understand what I'm doing here. This is TradingView platform I'm using. Okay, so let's dive in. This is currently the daily time frame, and the strategy I use is just normal price action. So the first thing we do on daily time frame as a day trader, we look for measure line of support or resistance, or the measure trend of the trade, if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. So for my daily time frame, I consider it as a downtrend. Daily time frame is showing me a downtrend. Let me just mark it out so you are going to see it. A trend line is a line of either support or resistance that markets make various touch on it. For example, this area now, this is a trend line because this is the first touch right here. This is the second touch. This is the third touch. So this is a valid trend line trending to the down side. So let me look for measure support and resistance zone. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Also subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying the video. So let's go. Looking at this chart, I've seen measure support and resistance. Let me just mark it out for you. Support and resistance are also zones that price touch multiple times. Anywhere the market come and touch it multiple times is called a zone. The one at the top is called the resistance zone. The one at the bottom is called the support zone. Let me just write it out. That's the resistance zone. Then for the supports, that's our support zone. And don't forget, this is just the daily time frame. So the next thing I want to do is to go to my 4 hours time frame. In 4 hours time frame, what am I looking at? I'm going to be looking for where the market is going to in my 4 hours time frame. I'm also going to be looking for chart patterns and candlestick pattern on the 4 hours time frame. If I see any zone, I'm also going to mark out zones too in the 4 hours time frame. So let's see. I can see a measure line of support and resistance. Let me mark it out for you. So starting from here, from this point, market was still having a line of support, then it broke the line of support, coming into a resistance. That's what we call a support that turned into a resistance. Let me show you. This is the first touch here. This is the second touch, third touch. This is the fourth one he made before market broke it. And then for the resistance level, there's 2 touches here making a double top. Double top is also a chart pattern. So that's to show that this zone is very valid, because price have touched this particular price level, this zone level, multiple times. That makes it a very valid zone. So like, what's going on in this area here? Zone act as a magnet. You get, so price can come there at any time. Anytime you see a zone, you have to mark it, because you know that price might come there anytime. Like what's going on here now? Price made this breakout, the retest, and it moved down to the line of support. So what is it now doing? It's going back to the line of resistance, because the price is attracted to that particular zone, because the line of support that turned into a resistance. So let's go down to the 1 hour time frame. If you have any questions, please drop in the comment section. Let me just delete this now. This is the 1 hour time frame we are seeing. it. Okay, yeah, what do we see on the 1 hour time frame? On the 1 hour time frame, we're also looking for the same things: zones, trend line, chart patterns, candlestick patterns. That's going to help us know where the trend is going to, or what the trade is going to do. Remember, we're trading support and resistance. This is just a clear strategy of support and resistance price action. So on the 1 hour time frame, what am I seeing? I'm seeing an uptrend on the one hour time frame. As you can see, the daily time frame was a downtrend. The 4 hours was still consolidating. On the 1 hour, I'm seeing an uptrend. Because I'm seeing an uptrend on 1 hour doesn't mean I should just go and buy at once. So what qualifies this to be an uptrend? This is the first touch, second touch, third touch, and the fourth touch. Like I said, this particular trend line now is also known as a line of support because price have come there multiple times. Trend lines are known as also support. So what the price do? Price moved with the law of market structure. A trend line should have higher lows and higher highs. Right here is a higher low, here is a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, then this is a higher low, this is also a higher high, a higher low, and so on and so forth. So why am I convinced that this is a trend line? Because of what? The touches and the higher low and higher highs that's made. Moving on. So what was now my analysis? Looking at this now, I know that price is going to break to the downside. I have already two confirmations that I have here. The first one is that price is going to hit and bounce on this resistance. It might not even get to resistance. When it bounces on resistance, it's going to break this trend line and go to the downside, go back to this line of support, because that's what has been happening since. Technical analysis is based on historical price actions, historical chart patterns, historical price data that have happened in the past. You're using what happened in the past to predict what's going to happen in the future. So if I'm to take any trade on US oil, I'm supposed to be planning a sell because the price is going to break this trend line you're seeing here. You're going to break it to the downside because you're approaching a line of resistance. You understand what I'm saying? Because we're approaching a line of resistance, and that resistance means that it's going to bounce on the resistance and come to the downside. If you can remember very well, the daily time frame is what is bearish, so we're looking for bearish moves. Okay, look at this now. What happened there? How did I know it's going to sell? Look at this. What the price do? It touched this major resistance zone on the higher time frame. It broke it. It retested on this zone, this new support zone that turned into resistance. Then it came down to the major support, and now it's back at that line of what? Resistance. So from what I'm seeing here, it's still going to come down to this support zone. Because why? This is just a retest. This was just a retest of the zone. Look at that, was just a retest of the zone. That's why I feel like it's still going to come down to the downside. So let's go to our 30 minutes time frame. That's where we take our entries from. That's where I take mine from. You can take it from the 15 minutes time frame, but I like taking mine from the entries, from the 30 minutes time frame. So I am going to target, my target should be around 100 pips or 120. Yeah, that's 120 pips. Then my stop loss should be at least 45 pips. This is like a like 1 to 4 risk to reward, or 1 to 3 risk to reward. Because why? This is a breakout strategy. Breakouts happen with momentum. If you're waiting for a breakout, you should wait for a momentum candle, and it's also going to break this my exponential moving average. If you look very well closely, price is just made the retest on my exponential moving average. This black line here is called an exponential moving average, an indicator that I use. So let me just show you one of the trades I caught last week. Okay, right here, this particular one, I caught this trade last week up to this area. Let me show you what I saw or what I noticed before I placed this trade. exactly. If you look very well, if I place this trade, I was looking at what? I was looking at a trend line. I was also looking at my moving average. I was also looking at the chart pattern that was going on, and I was also looking at the momentum candle. The first thing I want to show you is the chart pattern. This is a chart pattern called a double top chart pattern. If you want me to do a video on a chart to explain chart pattern, just comment and I'm going to do it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, now looking at this now, this is a double top chart pattern. Good and fine. So what else? Which other confluence did I have? There was a major resistance level that it broke. It broke this resistance level. That's another confirmation with the momentum candle. Momentum candle is a candle that is very big with large body and little wick. That's a momentum candle. It can be of two different types, but I will not explain that in this particular video. What else was I looking at? The momentum candle, the chart pattern, the resistance zone, the break of my exponential moving average. That is enough confirmation to see, to know that the market is going to break to the downside. If you check very well, there's also kind of like a trend line here. It also broke the trend line with the momentum candle. That's to show you that the market is also going to move to the downside. That was enough confirmation. So before you place a trade, you should check for confluences, for confirmations, to know if it's actually going to go to your direction. This was around the 1 to 5 risk reward, but still keep your risks minimal and be breaking even. If your trade start going in profit, you move your stop loss to break even. That is the trade I took last week. So about this week on, this is currently Friday, so I'm expecting this to break. If it's breaking today, it's going to break around New York session, because this is US oil. It's going to break around New York session. It's going to break to the downside, make this kind of movement, because this is also a zone. As you can see, there's a zone here that is breaking it, that is stopping it from going to the upside. It's going to bounce on that zone, then it's going to break to the downside. That is my analysis for US oil. That's how I analyze my charts. So I look for support and resistance. I check my moving average. I check for trend lines. I check for momentum candle. And before I enter this sell, I should also be looking for a momentum candle or other confluences that can make me to enter this trade. I'm looking at this trade. I feel like it's going to break either this New York session around 1 o'clock Nigerian time, or it's going to break next week Monday, because market is always closed on Saturday. So that is what I have to show you. Thank you for your time and watching this video. Make sure you subscribe and like my videos. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.